In 2013, my family and I experienced a house fire, and the tragedy of that day forever changed our lives. One chaotic moment of uncertainty and instability, not knowing what to tell your children was going to happen next, turned our lives into the path that we are now. There's 5 of us in our home, and we walked away with maybe a dozen items. You know, when you have nothing to go for a family of 5 and buy everything from shampoo, conditioner, all the toiletries, all the hygiene items, the undergarments, the footwear, the outerwear, the clothing, just for the next 3 days was such a financial burden on us. We were really blown away by that fact. We were together 16 years at that point, and to replace 16 years of everything that you have built and all of your children's fondest memories and their toys, you know, the stress just that week can emotionally just really burden you and overwhelm you. It really hit us in, I think it was November of that year, when we had our first snowfall and we wanted to go out and play in the snow, and the kids asked, and I said, of course. So we had no clothing for a family of 5 to go play in the snow. And at that moment, we all really kind of looked at each other and said, you know, what do other people do? So that's when I really went full force and decided that someone needs to help these people long term through at least all 4 seasons of their tragedy. So I ended up starting the Fire Relief Foundation, and what we do is help victims of house fires for an entire year after their tragedy. So we are long-term relief. And so when someone calls us, each case is different, and depending on their needs, we identify how we can best help that family. And in the beginning, they can pick out anything they want in our warehouse, fill the moving truck with whatever they want, and we can deliver it to their temporary housing, and all they have to do is lay their head down. And then that helps get their life back on track instead of having to come up with items from here and there. And even though they are in temporary housing in the beginning, once they get in permanent housing, if they have a bigger house and they need more dressers, or if they would like different, silverware or pots and pans, whatever they may need for that year, to give them that sense of security, they can just come here and we can, walk them through that. Through this whole thing, I've said fires have been happening for, thousands of years, but He, meaning God, knew that I would do something about it, and I truly believe that He chose our family to see what needed done. I feel like He puts me where I need to be every day. And if it wasn't for, my connection with Him and Him prompting me and me being able to clearly see where I need to be, a lot of people would have to go through this struggle on their own. And I feel like God truly brought me all these people with all of their different attributes to come together and make this organization happen, because if we all had the same attributes, we wouldn't be as effective. But each one of these fire families went through this tragedy, and not only were they able to, come through it with our help, they decided once they were through it to help others who have been through it. So I get so much feedback about the fire families themselves when they're able to help someone that was in their shoes, in the same boat as them, the feeling that gives them to know the relief or the comfort and support that they have been able to provide someone else, that has been in the same shoes that they have been in. Losing everything that you had in one phone call changes you. It changes how you parent, it changes how you live, it just changes you. It's so unique. So for me, it's a passion. To give on the level that He allows me to give is simply amazing. I get phone calls every single day. I'm able to help someone every single day. 3 years ago, who would have thought this tragedy that our family had to go through actually wasn't a tragedy? It was a blessing in disguise, and He knew more than we did. He had the foresight to see that it would actually bless us and so many others.